The book that I read is The End of the Suburbs by Lee Gallagher. It was published on August 6th, 2013. I read this entire book cover to cover, every page in the book. This book covers the rise and fall of American suburbia. It basically talks about, in the late 19th century, the thought of the American dream, and everybody wanted to live in the suburbs, and living in the suburbs and owning a car was a sign of wealth. So everyone wanted to do that. And by 2009, 3 million Americans lived in the suburbs simply because their families had a drive to own land and their own property and somewhere to live because it was a sign of wealth. But this book also talks about how the life of the suburban lifestyle has begun to decline because today's society wants to live closer to the cities, and the suburban lifestyle doesn't seem as appealing to them. The book also discusses how there's no room for creativity in the suburb because all the houses look the same. Everyone has close to the same routines. They eat the same food. They shop at the same places. It's just the same thing every day. And a lot of people don't like that, and it also can cause anxiety and depression and just make people unhappy. The book also points out that the suburbs are built away from the city, and they're a quiet little community where people can become bored. So back in the late 19th century, when it was popular to live in the suburbs, people enjoyed it because it was quiet and it was away from the cities. But now, today, everyone wants to be close to the cities, so the suburbs are becoming less popular. Also, the crime and poverty rates are also rising in suburban neighborhoods because the middle class has become more poor. And that was who lived in the suburbs. And in today's society, people would rather live in the city where everything is right there, just a walk away. Where in the suburbs, you would have to drive to get there. So this is making the suburbs become less appealing and a thing of the past. Today's economy is just changing from the late 19th century. While reading this book, I kind of thought about the TV show Desperate Housewives, because the families in that suburb pretend that they have perfect lives, but really it's the same. Their houses all look the same. They have the same routines, eat the same food, shop at the same places. I've always lived out in the country, so I've never been a part of suburb life. But this book gave me a really good insight of suburban life and how it was in the late 19th century and versus now. And it also showed me the history of suburban life, which makes me appreciate it more because I didn't know anything about it or where it came from until now. More people want to live in the city now, and it made me think about how today everyone wants stuff now. They want as fast as they can get it. When you order something online, you want overnight shipping. You want it right then. And everyone wants efficient items to accommodate their busy lifestyles, and everybody is more busy now than they were in the late 19th century. So it's the complete opposite of the late 19th century, and that's another reason why the suburbs are becoming less popular. This book did a great job of highlighting the first suburbs and what they were like compared to what they're like now. And I think the book is a great book for everyone to read because it gives us a history of the suburbs. And I also think it shows us their place in our economy. I also think it's important for people to learn about the history of the suburbs and for people to be aware of their decline so that people can see they're special in their own way. I also think that with a little work, people can make a rise in the demand of suburbs. We might could change the way that they're laid out, maybe make some of the houses different to fit today's society. But I think this book is really informing, and I really enjoyed reading it, and I think everyone should read it also. Thank you.